During his travels in India and abroad, Swami Vivekananda had visited many important historical places. And had keenly observed various architectural symbols, icons, and motifs. Swami Vivekananda shared his ideas and vision about the Ramakrishna temple with his brother monk, Swami Vijnanananda, who was a civil engineer in his pre-monastic life. Vivekananda pointed out the site for the temple and asked Vijnanananda to prepare a plan. He prepared a plan and presented it to Swami Vivekananda, who was immensely pleased. But the work could not start immediately owing to paucity of funds. 4 decades later, substantial contributions came from 2 American admirers of the Ramakrishna movement, Miss Helen Rubel, Bhakti, and Miss Anna Worcester, Annapurna. The construction finally began in 1935. 14th of January 1938. Finally, the day dawned when the temple was open to all, amidst grand celebrations in which people from India and abroad took part. Swami Vijnanananda enshrined the pot containing the sacred relics of Shri Ramakrishna in the new temple, thus fulfilling the long-cherished dream of Swami Vivekananda. More than 100 years have passed since the inception of the Ramakrishna Math and Ramakrishna Mission. During this time, the organization has spread in many parts of India and several countries abroad. Sprawling over more than 40 acres of land on the western bank of the holy Ganga, Belur Math is an hour's drive from Kolkata. This is a place of pilgrimage for people from all over the world, professing different religious faiths. The archway at the entrance of the campus from Grand Trunk Road displays the harmony of religions. The asphalted road leading to the shrine is lined with trees on both sides. The lush green campus is a unique combination of serenity and sanctity. Swami Vivekananda envisioned the Ramakrishna temple as a unique monument symbolizing the harmony of religions and harmony of cultures. The architecture incorporates features of a temple, a mosque, a church, and a Buddhist monastery. The temple itself is built in light buff sandstone, which is found in the temples of Khajuraho and the palaces of Rajasthan. The facade or the front portion reminds one of the Gopurams, the majestic towers of South Indian temples. Above the main entrance is an exquisite carving of the emblem of the Ramakrishna order, designed by Swami Vivekananda himself. The wavy waters in the emblem are symbolic of karma or selfless work, the lotus of bhakti or devotion, and the rising sun of jnana or knowledge. The encircling serpent represents yoga, while the swan stands for Paramatman or Supreme Self. The ideal of the emblem is that by the union of selfless work, devotion, knowledge, and yoga, the vision of the Supreme Self is obtained. Above the horseshoe arch encircling this emblem is a replica of a Shiva Linga, and on the 2 sides of the base of this arch are auspicious symbols of elephants with lotuses. The scroll endings above the double pillars at the 2 sides of the main entrance are similar to those in the Sanchi Stupa, conveying Buddhist influence. The three umbrella-like domes on the top are built in Rajput and Mughal styles. The curvatures of the roofs resemble the thatched roofs of the village huts of Bengal, depicting the birthplace of Shri Ramakrishna. The windows, the balconies and the domes above the entrance gate are of old Mughal and Rajput fort style. The horseshoe arch and the large main arch of the main entrance have Buddhist influences. These are derived from the entrance of Ajanta's Buddhist caves and have a Gothic curve. As one walks through the main entrance, the eyes move down the row of columns on both sides to the deity sitting at the meeting point of parallel lines. The spacious prayer hall is distributed in three parts, like the Christian church. The arched ceiling and pillars are all reminiscent of the Buddhist caves in Chaitya Hall of Nasik Pandulena. The richly ornamented capital of the long row of single and double pillars reminds one of the Orissa style. The beam above is supported by decorative brackets, like in South Indian temples. The projected balcony, supported from the beams by brackets, is similar to those at the palace at Fatehpur Sikri. The sanctum attached to the prayer hall reminds us of churches, especially the plan of St. Peter's Church in Rome. The connected sanctum and prayer hall is uncommon in traditional Indian temple architecture. Inside the sanctum is the marble statue of Shri Ramakrishna, sitting in meditation on a full-bloomed lotus, sculptured by the eminent Gopeshwar Pal. The rectangular altar below is designed by renowned artist Nandlal Bose. The front, left, and right sides of the altar have swans engraved on them. The swan represents the Supreme Self. The circumambulation path outside the sanctum is highlighted by the statues of the 9 planetary deities, resembling ancient temple motifs. Sun, Jupiter, and Mars on the northern side. Moon, Venus, and Mercury on the eastern side. Saturn, Rahu, and Ketu on the western side. The roof of the temple is surmounted by a beautiful pyramidal composition of domes and pavilions. The curves of pavilions are similar to the Bengal temple roofs. The central dome is similar to the dome at St. Maria del Fiore in Florence. The golden kalasha, or holy pot, considered to be an auspicious object, is placed on the top of the central dome. The side entrance gates resemble the elephant gateway of the Man Mandir at Gwalior Fort. Atop the side entrance gates are the images of Ganesha and Hanuman, the Hindu protector deities. The speciality of the Ramakrishna temple is its ethereal beauty and its balance in architecture. Behind the Ramakrishna temple is the Math complex. This complex includes two of the earliest buildings. The Math office looks after worship in the temples, festivals, maintenance of the premises, and distribution of sacramental food. Right in front of this complex is a courtyard. Once, after meditating in the shrine, Swami Vivekananda walked back and forth in this courtyard and whispered loud enough to be heard. If there were another Vivekananda, he would have understood what Vivekananda has done. And yet, how many Vivekanandas shall be born in time? In the eastern end of the courtyard is a mango tree that has existed from the time the land was purchased. This was one of Swami Vivekananda's favorite spots. This tree came to be known as Swamiji's mango tree. On the northern side of the mango tree are steps leading to the old shrine upstairs. In the early hours of the morning, the prayer would begin here with the sound of the conch shell. The monks and devotees would gather here every day to attend the Mangalarati of Shri Ramakrishna. Shri Ramakrishna was worshipped in this shrine till the inauguration of the new temple in 1938. The picture of Shri Ramakrishna was placed here later on. The room on the right was originally maintained as Shri Ramakrishna's bedroom. In this room, Swami Vivekananda entered into deep meditation for 3 hours on the day he passed away. Things used by Swami Shivananda were placed here after the new temple was built. Swami Shivananda was the second president of the Ramakrishna order. On the southern side of this room is a veranda. Once, Swami Vivekananda, in a highly awakened state of consciousness, was seen pacing the stretch of the veranda. He was like a valorous soul guarding Sri Ramakrishna. Outside the shrine, on the landing of the staircase, a small wooden lattice leads to a terrace. Swami Vivekananda used to visit the shrine through this terrace. The building adjacent to the old shrine is replete with sacred memories of almost all the monastic disciples of Shri Ramakrishna who lived here. Swami Vivekananda lived on the first floor of this building. Objects and articles used by him at different places have been collected and preserved here. On 4th of July 1902, Swami Vivekananda passed away in this room. He had once told one of his brother disciples that he would remain in this room in subtle body even after his passing away. Coming down the stairs from Vivekananda's room, a pathway runs parallel to the Ganga towards the other temples. The holy feet of Swami Vivekananda and also of other great souls from around the world have trodden this path. Holy Mother visited the Math grounds in 1898, when Vivekananda collected the dust of her feet and enshrined it in the shrine for worship. Adjacent to the pathway are two big trees, Nagalingam and Bangshi Bhat. They were planted and nurtured under the supervision of Swami Brahmananda, the first president of the Ramakrishna order. The Brahmananda temple stands on the spot where his body was cremated. Swami Brahmananda, who was a spiritual dynamo, guided the Ramakrishna order for more than 20 years. Inside the temple is a marble image of Swami Brahmananda. A small image of child Krishna is placed in front of the statue. Shri Ramakrishna had, at the very first sight, recognized Brahmananda as a playmate of Shri Krishna in Vrindavan.
Ram Ram Jai Raja Ram, Ram Ram Jai Sita Ram.
On the top of the temple domes are chakras or wheels, symbolizing Vishnu's weapon. The Holy Mother temple faces the Ganga, the river she adored. The temple stands on the spot where her body was cremated. Swami Vivekananda believed that with the advent of Holy Mother, the regeneration of the wonderful spiritual energy in modern times had begun. Inside the temple, to the right side of the Holy Mother's photo, is a small picture of Ramakrishna, and to her left is a small Shivalinga. A stone figurine of the Divine Mother Durga is placed in a niche above the door. The Holy Mother's last message was, "If you want peace of mind, do not find fault with others." To the south of the Holy Mother's shrine